Guys, welcome back to another video. So today it's actually on about the PS Vita. I'm actually going to do this to say we should get it or not in 2021, to help your decision to buy one or not, since a lot of people like the PlayStation but they won't want to get into it fully, so it's like an easier way of getting into that. So I'm actually going to tell you what was good and what experience I've actually had with the PS Vita, and if I would do it again or save up for another console like this, like maybe a Nintendo Switch or something. So, hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Okay, so now I'm actually got the PS Vita on, and I'm actually going to tell you stuff that I've actually found with this Vita, and stuff that little gimmicks and stuff that I don't really like about it. So, we'll start with the stuff I don't really like about it at the moment. So, I've actually had trouble with my account on this Vita. So, what it was is that whenever I was going to put in my account on the store, it would come up with this message, like an error or something, basically saying that I couldn't connect account, or I couldn't, not really a connect it one, but I couldn't make an account on the Vita, and I didn't know what to do, so I was looking up loads of things about how to fix it, and they all basically didn't say anything that was very clever, or, like, it wasn't really helping me a lot. So if you have the same issues, I'm actually going to tell you how to fix that right now. So I've actually just got another phone here, because I'm actually recording on my other phone. So what you need to actually do is when you get in, so there, you have to get in. You need to make an account on your phone in the PlayStation app on your phone. So you go over to Play Store or App Store and you download it, and then when you download, you can go on it, and it will take you to this. When you log in and make an account, then you can have this. And then what I did then is after I did that, I transferred it over to the PS Vita, and it worked fine now, until I actually had problems with the same error actually occurred, and it was actually with the wallet, I think they call it, the wallet. So I couldn't download any money to it, and I was a bit annoyed since transactions. So I couldn't actually put any money on it to buy a game, so I was like, okay, what do I do now? And yet again, what you want to do is you actually want to go on your, I don't really need to show this, you actually go on your phone and you go to the website, and then you will go down to put your account in, and you can add funds there, and it'll all work out fine. So I'll actually tell you some things that it has, like I said, a bit more annoying things. It does have speakers out loud, as you can hear him, and it is actually quite loud. And you can go on stuff. See, now I'm not annoyed about that. That's actually really good. I'm actually dead impressed with the noise quality on this. But if I want to play a game online, let's say this Deathmatch Village one, which actually still works online, so I was actually kind of amazed about and kind of happy about. Obviously, the people talking go into these speakers and out loud, so everyone can actually hear what you're playing, or everyone can hear what they're saying. So. And they can hear what you're saying as well with the mic inside. It actually apparently is really good. I've heard it. It's alright. But I would actually recommend to buy yourself just a headset while you go out. This is just an outside one. I take outside with me so I can fold it up. And it has a little mic inbuilt, and it does have Bluetooth, so it will connect to any Bluetooth headset. At home, normally I just use the one I use on my Xbox, which is this one. Logitech G933. And that works extremely well. Sound is great. You can also use surround sound on the Vita, which is actually kind of nice. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a grudges about it. But it's not too massive, but it's just something I don't really like. As well as the camera as well. Now, obviously this was probably a thing for the DS back when it was made, or the DS2, was it? I can't actually remember which DS it was trying to rival, but it's still trying to rival a certain DS, and this is me up here on my phone. But as you can see, the camera is actually not that bad. I switch it over, you can actually see my table here, and then outside a little bit. So the quality wasn't that bad, but I'm like, who's actually going to use a camera in the game? So it's probably just running around, taking pictures of everything. Because I used to do that when I was younger with, stuff that I had cameras and took pictures of everything. So that's probably why that was on there. But I don't really use it anymore, so it's kind of just stuck there. Another thing that I don't really get why they put on is this thing. So this is actually dead cool. It's got loads of, the detail on it is actually really good. It has, loads of little, the X's and the triangles and the squares. So this actually looks really nice on the back, but it does get scratched with a lot. It's plastic. But this was actually the touch screen that they were never stopped going on about when it came out, and how it was so cool. You could touch the back and all that, but it did actually work, but it was just a bit naff, since not a lot of games actually use it, and none of the games actually have used this, except from Welcome Park, which is like the game that you will go on to actually use this on it, to show you how to use them all. So that's another thing that I don't really get, why they actually had it on there and they wouldn't stop going on about it, but then when they actually tried to show you it was good, it didn't really work, and it's only been on a couple of titles. The only title I actually know it's been on for definite is Uncharted. A lot of people have been going on about how it's been on that. So obviously you do. Like I said, I don't really go on PlayStation a lot. I'm actually an Xbox user, but you can actually use your trophies, and they will go on to your account, I think, from your PlayStation when you have it, because you can like share it from here. So you still have PS4 link as well as PS3 link, remote play. I mean, so that still works. You got your calendar. Another thing that also doesn't work is the email. Now, I wasn't really going to use it for any online media stuff kind of thing, but it's just dead annoying how when you try and do something, it won't work. And it just gets on your nerves a bit, doesn't it? So, yeah. Battery life is amazing. It does actually last quite a while, especially when you're playing like the little games like Deathmatch Village and PlayStation Home Arcade, as well as Assassin's Creed. They actually work quite well, and these two and this one up here are actually all free, and the great games to actually start playing Assassin's Creed was the PSP game, so the quality on it's actually nowhere near as good as like Minecraft or any of the new games. I'll actually show you the difference now, but it actually works better because it doesn't drain for your battery life, and it's a great game, Bloodlines. I'd actually recommend getting it. It does take a little while to load up, but it actually reminds me a bit of like when you got your PlayStation 1. I did actually play that, and it reminds me of that a little bit. So the quality is alright. It's not the best quality in the biz, but for back then, this was especially in the PSP time, this was actually quite good. So it's actually not terrible. So it's not like grainy or anything. It's just a little bit pixelated, only a little bit though, only a tad. Camera's not focusing very well. So that's working a bit better. So this actually does take a bit of a while to load up. See, now this is the graphics. Like I'm not going to play the game or anything, but this is like what it shows you how good the graphics are for Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. Obviously, you got Assassin's Creed 3 and all that now, but this is for the older games. This is what you would expect for the older titles. Now, for the new games, I actually showed you this one before. That shows quite a good start, and it will show you the quality of the actual game before you even have to play it. I'm not actually going to play any of these games, like I said. Now, I would show you Minecraft, since Minecraft is probably the best quality game on here for the graphics, but it just takes a long time to load on, which is obviously because it's been out for quite a while. Another thing that's actually quite good on this is that it actually came out 2011, and back then it was like £250, £249. But now you can actually pick these up for quite cheap. This exact model, here's the quality on it. It's not the worst quality. See, it's actually aged pretty well, I think, especially for a game of this price. The price range is actually quite good. So it's actually quite good, the quality on this game. And it's actually like that when you're actually playing the game. It's not like, when it shows you a good quality and then it goes really bad. It's actually alright. So yeah, like I said, you could actually pick these up now for just under £100. This one was £95, and I've seen them go up to about £100 and something pounds. So it's not mega expensive, but it's not mega cheap either. So you could probably buy a DS or something for that. I would actually go for this because this actually feels a lot nice. It's got nice thumbsticks, and I actually love the older one with the nice rim around it. Got your nice little metal buttons. Now, one thing that did happen with this is that I actually got this from a store called Sex. It's a little Britain store, and it's where you go in there and you can buy old technology like phones and Xboxes and all that. So you can actually buy one of these in there as well as the games. But yeah, I don't know if America has a sex shop. It sounds kind of dumb, but that's just the name of it. But yeah, I got this, and they actually gave me the box, the original box that it actually came in was this thing. And like when you open it, it was actually in quite good nick, the box and everything. This is the Wi-Fi edition. I'm pretty sure they all have Wi-Fi on it, but you can actually open up. So this is where your Vita would have been. It would have been like this. Been like that, I think. Pretty sure. It's just gone on Minecraft. But it would have been like that, and then your little battery pack would be in here. And it does come with a manual and a card. So everything's in here. So yeah, it was nice how they actually gave you the box. Normally, sometimes when you're off eBay and stuff, they normally just give you like not the box that came with it. It's like a random box they find in the house. So that's a nice thing to have. But you might have actually seen earlier that this doesn't have any barcodes or anything. But that's because the barcodes are on this screen. Now you might be wondering why is there 2 screens? Why have I got 2 screens? But it's actually because this one broke. So this is actually a third-party screen on it. It's still OLED and all that jazz. Still very nice to look at. But this is actually the original one. This is the original screen. Now it is actually a little bit better quality, like on here. Up here in the corner. Let me try and focus it. It's got no like white. It's not painted. It's like molded black plastic. Whereas this one, I've got a feeling that it's actually painted over. Since if you look at it, it's got a little bit of like a grainy white texture on the top. So yeah. But apart from that, it's actually kind of alright. You can see a bit on that picture. But you can actually see where the screen is smashed. So what it did is it cracked the screen underneath the actual display. And it's not very clear, but it actually went straight across the whole screen there. And it completely damaged the whole display. So we couldn't play the game for about half a year. So I finally bought a new screen, which was only like £20 or something. So overall it was like £120 for the device and for the extra screen. But I do keep this just because it has these little barcodes and name tags on it, just in case I need to use it. Or I could put this back on and sell it for like £50 and then obviously sell the screen separately if I really wanted to. But I wouldn't do that since that is probably be less money. I won't really sell this anyway. Like I said, the joysticks are nice. The little pad here is actually quite nice. Select button, they all work. I never actually got given it broken. Now in the hand, it's actually it's actually quite comfy. Nice placement for the buttons and all that. It's kind of reminds me a bit of the Nintendo Switch in a way. Because the Nintendo Switch reminds me quite a lot of this device. So yeah, but obviously this is way cheaper than the Nintendo Switch. Like as well as the screen that I actually wrote on it, which is a bit annoying. That's more money, but you also have to buy a separate SD card. Here, I'm not going to take it out because it can do something, but that's the SD card in there. You can see it a little bit. See, and that was at 15 gigabytes. But they do go more up in price. I'll actually have a look and search it up now, but I'll show you a bit later when I actually get it on. But they are good, like, they do come in megabytes, and the cheapest one you can get is like a tenner. This one in here is like £20. But they do get quite expensive. And by the time that they've got to the full price, you might as well just buy a Nintendo Switch, because it's like, you know, £100 for this, and I'm sure it's like 60 something pounds for the SD card. So by the time you've done all that, you might as well just buy the Nintendo Switch Lite, which is around the same price. But this has a lot of titles on it. Why is it doing all this? So you do get a lot of Japanese games on here, like arcadey games, which I quite like. Everything still works. Like always, they said, I don't really know if this is true or not, but they said that they were getting rid of online play and all that by 2021. And the 11th of July, I think it was, or either 11th or 9th. I was like, oh, I can't go on the online shop anymore. I went online shop and I downloaded 3 games. And then I downloaded the other game, was the farm one down here. And I noticed I could still play online, which is why I had the grudge about the headset thing, because I could hear everyone talking, and if, you know, people get a bit annoyed. It was mostly little kids, like, it wasn't like, you know, adults or anything swearing a lot, but it was just a bit annoying when you could hear the background noise and all that. So yeah, I could probably turn the mic off if I really wanted to, but there's more gameplay for you of the Vita, and if you actually want to buy this or not. So they all work pretty well. It does take a little while on some other games like Minecraft. That takes a little while to load in. But on this game, it doesn't take that long at all. Compared to some others. So yeah, great game. So I'm actually going to tell you some good games to get for free, since Obviously, you don't want to pay money for games like Minecraft, that was like 15, and Assassin's Creed Bloodlines, that was like another £6. So all these games, like these two here, except from these two, like you get rid of these, all the games you can see on the screen now are free. So you've got 2 keyed and 2 free. Alliance's version. That's a great starter game for you to start playing. Then you got PlayStation Arcade and Deathmatch Village. I actually go on the arcade, and that's the quickest probably one to load up. And they actually have a great little game, like a little selection on there. They have 3 main games, which is like for free, so it's quite good. But these is like Space Invaders. So that's what this one is at the bottom. God, this really does not want to focus today. So Demo Scribble, I mean, a demo, so dumb. A shooter is actually, like I said, Space Invaders. This one's like those little things where you move your joystick around and it hits the ball and hits all the little things. And this is like actually my favourite one. It's like a race game you can actually kind of get for the Vita. And I think it's a great way to start, racing in a race game. It's like an online spaceship game. And it's actually really good quality as well. It's not terrible quality, as I know some games are. So press start, and you will always go on to a bit of a thing. That's alright. Always go on dynamic for the camera mode, because then it can move your car around. So I will actually do a demo on this for you. I'm not very good at it, but I will still do it. So this is how good this game actually is. See, so I'm not obviously that good at it, but it is actually quite a good game to start getting on with. And I crashed. But yeah, it's not a very bad game at all. It's actually quite fun to play with. You can't play online, but it's like a little game like you're going on a holiday or something, and you can't go online on like an aeroplane. So you could put airplane mode on and just go on this thing for the rest of the flight, and plug it in with the into the headphone thing that you get on the plane. You get a nice little starter with it. You will obviously, like in the pack, you do get 2 PS Vitas. So there is 2. There's the original one, so this is the 2011 one. And I'm sure they came out with the Slim in 2013, and that was basically a way thinner version of it, so it could fit in like pouches a lot easier. And it didn't have this nice metal look around. That's actually plastic. And it didn't have the OLED screen either. The one thing I wish that this thing had that the other one does is the micro USB. So this one has this really weird connector thing. It's really annoying. You have to lug this thing around. And if you don't, you're probably thinking, oh, you can just take it off, because you can. But if you didn't know, this actually increases fire risk if you don't have this little box thing on. Now, it doesn't look bad or anything. It feels a bit cheap and nasty. But it does have a logo on it, PlayStation. So, you've got the PlayStation. You got the Sony. And this is where your USB cable goes in. And it's quite a long cable. It's not a short one. And it always has this at the end of it. You have a little logo on, so that tells you which way to plug it in. So you actually plug it in this way. And it obviously won't show you at the moment, but in this little corner up here, where you've got the screen, or should I say the battery, it will show you like a little lightning bolt, and that tells you when it's charging or not. So that's kind of a nice touch to the console. So yes. So at the start I actually said, would you get this in 2021 or not? And personally, I actually would. But just because it's like, you can play loads of games on it. Like, it sounds kind of dumb, but a lot of the newer consoles, they have like a limit on how many games you can actually play on their consoles, because they're kind of running out of good ones. And this is a great library of games. Like, you got Uncharted. You've even got some newer games on it. Obviously, I haven't got them yet, but I probably will at a later date. But you have, like these games. Like, look at this. You have newer ones that just came out. Not just came out, but, are newer to the consoles. So you're going top games. And look, you got all these. And these are actually really, really fun games to play. I've played a few of them. Someone else's console. So, yeah, this is a great game. Great gaming console. Definitely recommend it for 2021. I might do another video on it another year. So, a few years later. to say if you should still get it or not. By then it'll probably be a bit outdated, since they will definitely be dropping. You can't connect this to your PlayStation 5, I don't think, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I hope you subscribe and like the video. Put a comment down below, and I'll see you next time.